Want to get to know your fellow VeeFriend holders before VCon? Well, through the VeeFriends family, you'll meet other VeeFriends holders, learn why they bought into the project, and their hopes for the future of this community. Go ahead and subscribe on YouTube and follow VeeFriends Fam on Twitter to get notified when new episodes air. I'm your host, William Glass, holder of an organized ostrich core. And without further ado, on to the show. Pablo, welcome to the VeeFriends family show. I'm excited to have you on and meet another fellow VeeFriends holder.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Absolutely. So I'd love to just start. So which VeeFriend do you have?
Okay, William. I have the hornet frog, and yeah, I just love it. It has a bunch of fives are all around the body.
Oh, nice. Okay. So you got
Yeah,
you got one of the forgiving horned frogs with all the fives. That's awesome.
yeah,
Nice. I
yeah,
love
yeah.
that. So tell me a little bit about you. So outside of VeeFriends, quick intro into who you
Okay,
are, what you're working on, and
okay.
yeah.
I'm a family guy. I have uh, two girls and a wife, and I'm a product manager on a company. I come from a music background. I used to do a
Nice.
producer here in Spain, and then I jump into the startup ecosystem in Madrid. And yeah, I'm passionate about technology since I was like 7, 8 years old. I'm from a kid from the 80s, so I've been living through a bunch of different technologies, and I have that gut feeling that this Web 3.0 is going to be awesome. And yeah, a big fan of Gary Vee since I started my startup, because we have a bunch of problems with marketing, and I love how he communicates, how the straightforward he was. And then I catch up again on this NFT run. I joined the space on late 2017 on that first spike.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And on early 2018, I bought my first NFTs.
Nice. That's awesome. So yeah, so you've been in the space. You were earlier than I would say most. I mean, obviously, I think everyone's still early, but on the early front of the frontier of NFTs and Web3.
Yeah, actually, most of the time I don't realize how early I'm on some things, and yeah, I'm starting to learn that I'm a early bird on a lot of technology and a lot of things. So I
Of
have to
course,
calm
yeah.
down on the energy, because then they take time to evolve.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, it's perspective, right? You see all these people that have been in it even longer and understand all this stuff. So you're like, wow, I'm late. But then when you look at the fact that
Yeah,
most people still have no idea what this stuff is,
yeah.
you puts it in perspective. So talk to me a little bit about you have a business and you're also working on an NFT project. Can you talk a little bit about what that is? I think it's a game of some sorts.
Yeah, I'm a game player since I was as well 8 years old. I everything happened at the same time. I started playing role games and having computers, and the first project that I did with my cousin, which is my best friend as well, it was about doing a role game conference here in Spain. It was the biggest one at the time. We were like 14 years old, and we were surrounded by 18, 20 years old guys, and we did this huge event. And then I stopped doing that. I went to the music, as I told you. I
Yeah.
do another bunch of things, and now I'm coming back to the role games, and they were very important for me on my youth, because I'm a dyslexic, and I did have fail a lot on the during my young age at the school. I hated it, and but in my professional life, I've been successful, at least under my point of view. And yeah, and I decided to go on a side project, because I always have to do something. And on that side project, I decided to mix whatever I was passionate about, and not focus on the market, just focus on what I like, because I was going to invest a bunch of time that I'm not going to do another thing. So yeah, we decided to do this real life role game. and it's based on NFTs, but it doesn't have a bunch of technology underneath. It's about storytelling. It's about having a nice lore and a nice story to tell. And we are very early. We just been with this 6 months. I want to spend the next 3 years doing this, at least testing it on the VCon with some players and some guys that hopefully will join it. And yeah, we have our own Discord, and yeah, I'm working pretty much at night when it's your daytime on the United States. So I'm working on the project and watching all the market, which I'm passionate about.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, it's cool. It sounds like a really cool project, and I'm love to play around with it and at VCon and all that stuff. So I think that'll be fun.
Thank you.
Um, just curious, what type of music were you producing? Like, what was
Um,
the focus?
Yeah, I started listening rock and roll. My mother, she's a fan of the Beatles, and from there I jumped to my own thing. With 10 years old, I was a fan of Queen, and from there I went all the through the Guns N' Roses and all that kind of music on that ages. Then it became Nirvana, Metallica, Machine Head, hard rock, and then I opened up a lot and started to listen music from the 70s, and then I jumped into jazz and jumping into every kind of music, man. So I have a dirty ear. I don't really. If I like it, I hear it. So, but rock and roll was like the very first thing that I
That-
got me in the music.
Nice. Love that. I love that. Love that, Pablo. So going back to VeeFriends, so you got into this space pretty early. You said you bought your
Yeah,
first NFT in like 2018. So
yeah,
what led you to VeeFriends? It sounded like you were familiar with Gary. Like talk to me about like why you
yeah.
decided to buy into VeeFriends.
Yeah, I have a crazy story about it. I managed to have like eight CryptoPunks before anybody knew what it was. I think it was the first buy of most of them. Someone got it for free. I bought it for $15, $20. I talked to my wife. I was like playing with the ideas that NFTs could lead to the market. Then during the pandemic, I suddenly have like a very bad time of on that area, and I sold them, and and then they just go crazy on price, and then we were having meetings to try to figure out, because I didn't want to invest money on crypto. I wanted to create something.
Mhm.
I thought it was the right time to jump, and because I'm an entrepreneur, I was like, okay, I don't want to spend my money that I have to spend to my own things, my little girls and on my stuff I have, so I better build something. And on that time, during those meetings, we figured out that Gary was going to do something, and my cousin, he went all in. Yeah, I'm gonna buy some. Okay, I was thinking about it, and then I said, yeah, I have to support this. And at the time, zero point 0.5 ETH was quite a lot, and because it was a
Yeah.
Dutch sale, it was coming from 3 to zero point 0.5, and I did invest a little bit on ETH, but I didn't have like a bunch of it. So for me, it was a tough decision, and definitely it was a very good one. We bought three of them, and we exit one of them at 5 ETH or something like that, and the other one at 15.8, which lead me to have another bunch of very good projects, which I'm passionate about as well.
That's awesome. So you got them at the mint and you've hung on to the Forgiving Horn Frog and flipped out of the other two.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I was looking at which ones I did love, and I was studying the numbers and which was the supply of them, and trying to figure out what was on Gary V head, which is always very hard for a regular human being.
Absolutely. No, that's awesome. That's really cool. And yeah, I was in a similar position. I didn't have any money in ETH when I bought, but and you know, VeeFriends was my first NFT, so I'm
Yeah.
behind you, Pablo, in terms of getting into the space. But yeah, it just seemed like such a good opportunity. What do you hope like for the future of the project? Like for whether it's for your specific character as well as just in general for the project?
Uh, I'm a big believer on this on this guy. He's delivering value since I don't know, since 2014. I don't know how much value he has delivered to the society. I'm not no one to to tell where this will go. I only have the sensation that it's going to be great. I think he's going to revolutionize the way that IP works. It just needs some time to catch up with the laws and all the all the things that have to be on place before the technology just go crazy. And yeah, I'm happy to hold that one, and I just want to hang out and know a bunch of people during this year, and every year is going to be harder to know the OGs. So for me, I'm very pumped. I'm very trying to do as much conversations and as much interactions with persons as I can, and that's why I'm here. And yeah, I love the VeeFriends that are proactive and trying to build something and try to get connections, which I think is the most important part of this project.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree. I think the community, obviously the IP, I think at this point probably everyone that's involved in the project believes that Gary can deliver on that and we'll let him deal with that, but we can build the community and I think that's what I'm most excited about too is getting to connect with folks like you, Pablo, and try to meet people and people early, you know, who figured out we're paying attention and took action. What are
Yeah.
you so what are you excited about for VCon? Is there anything in particular that you're looking forward to?
Oh yeah, well, first, I love United States. My wife as well. I learned my English on LA, on a little town that was called Acton near Palmdale, and I did a bunch of good friends there. I love the culture, most of it, not all of it, of course,
Sure.
most of it, and my wife as well. We expend there our honeymoon, and it's been a long time since we are not in the United States, so it's going to be like, for us, it's like going back to a place that you love and you care about. We don't know Minneapolis, so it's going to be a good opportunity to be there. But we plan to go to New York and to spend there at least 1 week. So it's going to be excited because we love the city. She was living there for 6 months, I think, on the past. And about the VeeCon, I just want to meet people, and I don't know. I think it's going to be awesome. The energy is going to be great. The values are there. I love the that he's putting all the values in front of everything else. I think he's right about the soft skills. I have lived that on my own experience, and just going and build the metaverse together. That's what I'm most passionate about.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree. I think that's what I'm excited about too. I've never been to Minneapolis, so I'll first time there. And when you're in New York, let me know since I'm based here. Would love to get together leading up to VCon for
I
sure.
will. Thank you. Thank
And
you.
I think yeah, I think that's what makes to me makes the project different too. Is the you know that leads with the values, right? All of the characters have some sort of soft skill, or even if it's a negative trait that you're trying to overcome, like they're built in there. And I think that that's goes to what Gary's been talking about for I don't know how many years, but he's actually
Yeah.
put it into the project, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Um, what I guess when you think about like these values specifically, I'm curious if there's anyone, whether it's in the community or outside of the community, that you want to recognize or show some gratitude. So I want to bring some of that into the show as well. Is there anyone that you specifically want to call out that's been impactful in your journey in life that you'd like to recognize?
I love those 13 that he has on the book. I'm putting them on the role game, and I think they are very core, all of them. Self-awareness is one of the best ones, I think, because when I was young and you didn't get good succeed on the school, and you just, as a very young guy, you think that you are just a failure to the society, and you don't realize who you are until you don't get out of that environment that is very good for so many people, but it's very, very toxic for others. And then you start to realize who you are and what's your value. And that self-awareness that lead you to other things. At least it was my case, but I love humility, ambition, gratitude, of course. I don't know, and it's hard to tell. All of
Yeah.
them are very good. You need to have a balance between of them and work on on all of them. That that you feel like you have to work a little bit of patience. Maybe is one of the ones that I have to work more.
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. I agree. Yeah, I think that's true. That self-awareness piece and figuring out your self-worth and all the things that you go through, and um, I can definitely empathize with that. Same experience, especially as an entrepreneur trying to figure things out, and most of the time you don't really know what's going on, but you have to move forward anyway. And yeah. So, what about the game? I'll link to the show notes. I'll link to the Discord where people can find more about it. But what are your hopes for the game that you're building?
The hopes is to have a first stage of the game where everybody have fun and they do real interactions. What is missing on the NFT right now is in real life interactions, and I want to work on that.
Okay.
And whenever we move from that early stage of real life interactions, what I think is going to be key is it's great to have a metaverse where you have VR, ER, and a bunch of technology and work. Internet bring us together and very close, but it doesn't have the same power that it has the real life interactions. And that's what we want to promote and we want to work on. And we want to build that at the very beginning. And then when we have that built, we can jump to internet and software development and all that kind of stuff that I know very well. Have a bunch of good friends that could build and help build a platform or part of the metaverse. But I think this is not about this technology. I think it's about relationships and how they work, and about values and building the right context to do context. Oh, I don't know if it's
Yeah,
the
you're
right
right.
word.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think it's so. Yeah, context.
Okay, to build it from the ground. So a lot of persons on a lot of projects are building the other way around. I'm focusing on the other on that real life thing.
Real life. That's cool. I like that. Yeah. I was thinking, you see everyone on Twitter, good morning, GM, GM, GM. We should probably be doing that more in person too. And I can say that's in New York, where you put your heads down and try not to make eye contact with anyone,
Oh,
but like
oh yeah,
positivity and promoting it in
yeah,
real life. And I love
yeah.
that aspect.
Yeah, that thing that you point out about the eye contact is very important. I'm a Spanish. Here in Spain, we do like we touch each other a lot and we look at the eye of each other a lot. And in other cultures, that could be very rude. And actually, I have a couple of experience in New York with a friend that he was traveling around the world for first time, and he was just standing up some dude that I don't know, it has dreadlocks and all this stuff, and the dude just got very annoyed for this guy looking at him, and he didn't got that he was just amazed that it was a different guy,
Yeah.
and that kind of things. Yeah, it's yeah, we have to understand the different cultures,
Yeah.
and it's good all this good morning movement. I love it because the persons are starting to realize that it's a good morning everywhere in every different place in the world, so you can find it it's a good morning in any good time. Yeah, sorry,
Absolutely.
my
No,
English is a
all
little bit
good.
rusty.
No, you're good. I understand. I'm impressed. Yeah. So you're good, Pablo.
Okay.
What about asks from the community, right? So is there anything, whether it's building the game or if there's other things, like how can we support what you're doing, and what
Oh,
asks do you have of anyone listening?
yeah, I'm a startup guy. I need feedback, honest feedback, straightforward feedback, and just if you like testing products and enjoying being around entrepreneurs and crazy ideas, just jump in, give a call, try it out, and give us feedback, and we will try to build whatever you love. So yeah, that's
Love
pretty
that.
much.
Awesome. Yeah, feedback is key. Feedback is key.
Yeah.
Pablo, where can people find? I'll link to him in the show notes, but any way they can follow the project on social media, or where can they learn more about what you're doing and connect with you?
Okay. Yeah, I'm very open. We have our emails and our addresses and everything on NFT medium. How do you call that?
The hyphen.
Yeah, hyphen crap.com. And yeah, I'm on the VeeFriends community as Pablo FM. You can find me there very easily. And yeah, just yeah, come around and yeah, start conversations, man.
Awesome. I love that. I love that. Cool. Well,
Thank
thanks,
you.
Pablo. I appreciate you sitting down
Thank you,
today.
William. It was awesome. I love it.
I do too. I do. Thanks for being a part of the VeeFriends family.
Thank you.
Who's pumped for VCon? Smash that like and subscribe button. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and if you are a fellow VeeFriends holder, I'd love to have you on the show. Shoot me an email, VeeFriendsFam@gmail.com, and we'll get something on the calendar. I'm William Glass, your host and holder of an organized ostrich core. I'm wishing you nothing but the happiness, and I cannot wait to meet you in person at VCon.